Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Your favorite married couple is back.
I don't have any drink. How sad. You didn't bring me a drink.
Oh.
We don't have any more espresso, huh?
No.
I think we're out.
Sorry.
I'm sad. I was too busy setting up. That's okay. I decided to get fully ready. I don't always get fully ready for the podcast, but I'm tired of looking at myself all jacked up on these when I'm editing. I'm like, I got to put it together.
Yeah, you do. Can't be looking jacked up for the audience because they're like, ugh.
But you know
they still love us. They love you regardless, man.
Well,
I get it.
What's interesting is that I have some other stuff to film too, so I had a reason to get ready. But the interesting thing is I haven't paid attention to how long it takes me to get ready in a long time. Guess how long it took me to get fully ready. So shower, wash my hair, full blow dry, makeup, everything.
Hour and a half?
No. 50 minutes. I was able to get it done in 50.
Wow, that's fast.
50 minutes.
Dude,
that's not bad, right?
Dude, yeah. Not to get off topic. I dated a girl in high school. This bro wanted 3-hour notice. She took 3 hours. What the fuck?
We know someone who needed 3 hours.
Really? 3 hours? No.
She needed 3 hours to get ready.
I'm so glad you're not one of those.
Insane.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're not one of those.
And I can get ready faster.
You're quick.
That's the fastest probably that I could get fully ready. But I could do, like, my vacation ready is even faster because I do, like, just bronzer, lip gloss, maybe, like, a low bun, slick back bun. Like, I can get ready in 20 minutes if I had to.
I know. Take notes, women. Get ready faster. Hubbies hate waiting sometimes.
I have lots of different, like, levels of getting ready.
Hubbies and boyfriends, yeah. Because some women just forever. Really? You need 3 hours. Come on, man.
3 hours is crazy. And I have 22-inch long extensions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have every excuse to take at least an hour and a half. And listen, if I had all the time in the world and took my time, an hour and a half is perfect. Yeah. Took like leisurely put makeup on and watch TV while you listen to music, whatever. But if I have to get it done, I just proved that I can get it done in 50 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like the military. They say, hey, Escobar, you got 10 minutes. All right, as long as my clothes are laid out, have that shower running, lather up, shower, boom, in and out, dressed, I'm out. I could do it quick, too, if I have to. Some people just lag and they drag their feet.
Men can get ready fast.
Yeah, of course. I don't have no hair on my head. Look, I don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
That makes me so jealous. Men can get ready so fast. But I do have a very fast makeup routine, which helps. It's like super fast. And yeah, the hardest thing is blow drying hair because I can't speed that up.
No.
That is like...
Because you can't get it any hotter to burn your hair.
No, and what I do the most I can do to speed it up is you spray a quick dry spray in it, and like when I come out of the shower, I really like wring the hair out of it, and in a microfiber cloth. I mean, wring the water out of it. Yeah, and that helps a little bit. But
looks super jet black. Looks pretty.
I like my hair black, like
black.
soul
black.
Yes. So we have been walking fools lately. Man, my steps have been out of control.
That's good. Got to move the body.
Yeah.
It pays off. Unfortunately, today's going to be too hot. We might have to do an evening one when it cools down.
Yeah, an evening one today would be a good idea because I haven't done the evening one yet, but my steps, I mean, I've been getting like 12 to 14,000 steps a day.
And what's cool about the evening one is it's going to start being warm at night.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. That's one thing I do love about San Jose. I didn't grow up here, but versus San Francisco, is you guys have always been jealous. Like San Jose always gets the beautiful warm summer nights. San Francisco, we get the wah. The fog comes in and covers the city. It's depressing. Never fails.
Yeah. Tonight might be a good time for the evening walk.
Extra step, and that's what people got to do. They got to push themselves. You can listen, y'all. You can be on your couch watching a show, TMZ, watch whatever for an hour. You can be like, listen, let me put on a podcast. Put on our podcast and just go walk for an hour. Don't have to kill yourself. Just move. And then you'll see how many steps you got. And that's going to help you get your goals even better.
It really will. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That helps.
Yeah. Someone just asked me in my DMs, how do you do that? Like, how do you get those steps in? And I said, you have to schedule it.
Yes.
Schedule walk time.
Yes.
If you have a sedentary job, it's not going to happen. The steps aren't going to fall out of the sky.
Nope.
You have to make it happen. It has to be important to you enough to schedule it.
You got an hour lunch break, 45 minutes of walking, 15 minutes to eat. You don't need no more than that.
I used to
You did it.
I didn't eat on my lunch break. I would eat at my desk when I wasn't on lunch.
Gotcha.
And I would walk 30 minutes one way, and then when it hit 30 minutes, I would turn around and walk the other way. That way I knew it was an hour. And that's how I always say I walked off 100 pounds, because I never stepped into a gym, never lifted a weight, didn't do a single solitary exercise.
Yeah.
I walked every day on my lunch. On the weekends, I would walk at the mall.
Yeah, that's our thing. We used to do that too. Remember, we'd eat. If we ate something at the mall, we'd go walk around after for like an hour just to let it digest.
Walk after you eat. Walk.
Very
Get
important.
those steps in.
That's another tip that, listen to her, because we did that for a long time. We would eat, let's just say a cheat meal on Saturday, like Santana Rosa, say we'd go get burger and fries. We'd make it a point to walk after.
Yeah.
30 minutes to an hour.
It just feels good.
Your food digests, you're moving, you're just getting extra steps in.
It helps you to digest. The worst thing you can do after a meal is actually lie down. Because the acids in your stomach will creep back up your esophagus, and that's what's going to cause like acid reflux or heartburn. You have to think about, it is a machine and gravity is in play. You want to be upright so that the food can settle at the bottom of your stomach and get digested with the digestive juices and successfully enter into your small intestine. You want to help that process along.
And speaking of that, I remember we would go to the drive-thrus late night after partying, drinking, and then you eat late night. You're not going to sit there and wait till your food digests. You're going to lay down. I remember the next day I would always feel like something in my throat, like acid reflux or something weird.
That's acid. Yeah.
Disgusting. I didn't feel good the next day, because that's telling me like my food didn't really digest or something went wrong. After, you shouldn't feel that. I don't feel that. But
I'm always diagnosing things, because with my dad, and he was having a lot of heartburn, and I was like, it's because you're going back to bed after you eat breakfast. You can't do that. You got to sit upright.
You got to sit upright.
You have to sit upright. And he also feels like extra full after he eats, like his stomach, he feels like the food's not digesting. And I said, you might not have enough digestive juices going on, so you should maybe take something to get those juices flowing, like apple cider vinegar or something, before you eat, to help the digestive process along.
Yeah.
But ever since he stopped like lying down after breakfast, he doesn't have that like overly full feeling anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about your body like a machine, and how can you help the machine to run better?
Yes. How can you help your machine run better? People don't look at it that way.
Don't take it for granted, like all the processes that happen. Stop and think about, what am I feeling and what can I do to make this better?
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like people don't really do that.
No, they don't.
Are we going to go to Costco today?
Probably later.
Yeah? You have a busy afternoon?
Not that I know of right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Costco is like a field trip for me. I like going to Costco.
It's cool.
Something soothes my soul about like stocking up on things. You know what I mean? I remember when I lived in a small apartment when I first moved out, it was hard for me, or it made me sad that I didn't have the room to stock up. I always wanted to, when I have the room someday, I want to go to Costco. I would tell myself that. I think it's so cool to not buy just one roll of paper towels. You buy 12. And that, I don't know, I'm a nerd.
It's because it's nice to have inventory. When you go to get something, you got lots of it. And plus, when you buy in bulk like that, you save money.
Yeah.
It might cost you right now a lot initially, but guess what? That's going to last a long time.
Yeah. So for the things that you know you're going to need, it's good to stock up. So I love the feeling of having supply.
Yeah.
Is that a weird thing? Or are you like that too?
I mean, it also keeps you on track. If your refrigerator is empty, you got no food, guess what you're going to do? DoorDash, you're going to go out and eat. That's just human nature.
No.
You're not going to go out and grocery shop and cook your dinner. Let's just call it what it is. So it's good to have stuff in there.
The thing about me, and you know this, it's like, even though I love certain things, you'll be like, oh, should we get this again? Should we get that again? And I'll say, nope, because that's not on my menu for the next week.
Yeah.
But that makes it so that the food we use doesn't get wasted. I know ahead of time, like, what I'm going to be eating next week. So I'm not going to get just everything I love at the store just because I love it and we don't have it anymore, because I'm not going to eat it. So I won't get it. You know, I'll know, okay, so next week I'm going to need chicken, I'm going to need shrimp. So I'm going to get those. I'm not going to get ground beef if that's not on the menu, because then it goes to waste.
You're right. You have to plan, because sometimes you'll mindlessly buy things, think you're going to eat it, and it goes to waste.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention what you bought.
Yeah,
you stuff it in the refrigerator.
Oh, I have another pet peeve of, like, I have a trigger on refrigerators. I can't stand putting in new food into the fridge when there's still old food in there.
Yes.
It either has to come to the front.
Yes.
Or go out.
Well, let's go bye-bye.
Garbage.
Yeah.
because I will not just shove in. I like to, ideally, and this is my like OCD tendencies, I know, but ideally I'd like to clean my fridge out ahead of time, get it all ready.
Yep. Smart.
Assess
See what
the
you got.
situation.
Yes.
See what I have. Look at the pantry.
Yes.
Look at the backup fridge. And then plan and then go to the store.
That way you guys aren't overspending either and buying things you don't need. And a lot of times you buy things you don't need. You buy extra and then it never gets eaten. You're just wasting money.
Yeah.
We eat mostly everything. Hardly everything gets thrown out.
Yeah.
We eat a lot of
even
our
the
food.
fruit and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go through all the fruit and empty it out, clean out the containers, and it's ready for fresh fruit again.
Yep.
That's another thing. Always keep fresh cut fruit in your fridge. If it's not cut, it goes bad because people are lazy. If it's not cut and washed.
Lazy.
But if you have it cut and washed and someone is craving a snack, instead of going into the pantry and getting like something high calorie or chips or crackers or cookies,
The easy stuff.
you're going to grab a few strawberries.
Yes.
Which 50 grams of strawberries is like 25 calories. That's a little handful of strawberries, 25 calories.
Yep.
Versus like a chip.
2-3 chips and there's your 25 calories.
Yeah,
and
like
then you want more. I know, I'm guilty. That's why I'm trying to be cool on them chips because they're empty calories. They really
I've had chips
you
on
really
my-
can live without them. Let's call it what it is. You do really need them in your diet or nutrition? No,
I have
you
chips
don't.
on my meal plan this week, and I've just measured out 28 grams of kettle chips, salt and vinegar. And
But see, you want that into your meal plan.
yes.
That's a want, not a need. You could survive without chips, is what I'm saying. We all could.
Yeah, but if you have
But you make it work.
discipline,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's balanced. That's
I'm
fine.
like, I'm not going to not have it if
No.
I serve out a serving. And
Yeah.
now that's not to say that I'm still on my moratorium on the restaurant chips, though, the appetizer
Yeah.
chips. We talked about this last
And bread.
episode, and
And
I was
bread.
tested immediately. Because the next day I went to a Mexican restaurant and
Me too.
I did not eat the chips. And I thought, wow. After we went to 2 different restaurants, 2 different Mexican restaurants where they put chips on the table. And I thought to myself, I just saved myself already like 300 to 400 calories because I would have mindlessly started chomping on those chips.
That's what we all do. They're right there in your face. You're waiting for your food. You obviously go to eat. You're hungry. So I put chips. What do? You start chips and sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not paying attention how many. Before you know it, the basket's gone. Okay, another basket arrives.
Mm-hmm. And every 7 chips or so is 150 calories.
Just
That
you guys
goes
know.
real fast.
Fast.
It's good to know that because if you are wanting to just exercise portion control, get from the basket, put 7 chips on your plate with a little bit of salsa and keep it at that. Or even put yourself the 7 chips, put whoever else wants the chips, take them, and then have the waiter take the rest out.
Yes.
That's always an option too.
Don't leave them there. Don't tempt yourself.
Yeah. Especially if your food takes a long time,
I know.
then you're screwed.
You know what's another pet peeve though?
What?
Is when you order appetizers.
Oh, we talked about this. We can't be repeating ourselves.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't have a photogenic memory like you.
We just went over. We had all those restaurant pet peeves last
I
episode.
I don't remember, man. I'm almost 50, man. Smoke weed. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
It's the weed.
Sorry.
You need ginkgo biloba.
Maybe.
Ginkgo biloba is supposed to help with the memory.
Anyways, my point I was trying to say is I hate when I order appetizers and the goddamn both dinner and
Yes.
appetizer arrive at the same time. That's all. My 2 cents.
Okay, but your 2 cents was on the last episode.
I said it on this episode.
I'm trying to save the listeners.
I know.
That happens to be a pet peeve of mine on certain podcasts. You hear the same stories over and over again from someone you listen to all their episodes. Like, okay, yes, I've heard that and I'll forward it. I know we do that sometimes too, but I try to remember so that we don't.
That's asking a lot. I don't remember. Sorry.
That's what
Not
I'm
all the
here
time.
for.
Okay.
That's why I just said you can just skip that story because we just talked about it.
All good. It's my 2 cents, not
Why
a
are you
story.
so annoyed?
I'm not. I said my 2 cents, not
Listen
a story.
to this guy.
Who's annoyed?
Your 2 cents
I said
was
my
on the
2
last
cents.
episode.
Well, I said it on this episode. So there you have it. Moving along.
Now you're going to blast out their eardrums.
Sorry.
Wow. Look at the sound waves on that. You guys, I apologize for my co-host.
She's getting me turned up over here. I'm trying to move on, and
He's
she keeps.
misbehaving.
She's doing this.
He's
Moving along.
this
Let's go.
poking
Let's
the
go.
bear?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't
this
do that. Let's
poking
go.
the bear.
Yeah. Let's go. Move along.
So
Enough.
I have some hot coffee topics. So I was watching. There was this rescue. So there was a 74-year-old lady who tripped and fell on a hike or whatever. 74, so pretty old. But they wanted to airlift her out of there because she was injured. She actually didn't want to be airlifted, but she was probably scared going in a helicopter or whatever, but they did. And something went wrong. And she was in what is that called? Like a gurney?
Yeah.
Something went wrong and she was spinning out of control in the air.
As they were lifting her?
While they were spinning. Like they said 125 spins a minute. That's how fast she was going. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the video up because just watching it is terrifying.
Yeah.
It is absolutely terrifying. And I looked up an update because I wanted to see if she was okay or whatever. She did sustain some injuries from it.
Yeah.
Also injuries from her original injury, but she has filed a lawsuit.
Of course. 100%.
Because she is traumatized and injured.
It's negligence on their part. You still got to be a professional.
And she wasn't super keen on getting airlifted out of there to begin with. I didn't sound like she was like critically injured.
Dangerous, man, airlifting people. You know what it is too is what's the agenda? They're trying to make money because that's expensive to airlift somebody out of there.
My mom was airlifted.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah, she was airlifted out of Lake Tahoe. She had to be, though. She had a brain bleed. It was critical. It was 12 years ago. It was so scary.
Man.
But she didn't want to go either. She was like, I ain't going on that helicopter. But she did.
Damn.
And it saved her life, so.
You got to be, I think a lot of people, nothing, I mean, what happened to your mother was just a tragic little accident. It happened indoors. But when people go to wilderness and the wild and they do crazy, like, I don't know, sporting stuff, and then they get hurt way out there, it's dangerous. You got to know that help's not going to be able to get to you real easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's hard. I don't think people take that in consideration. Like,
Yeah.
listen, look where you're at. There's hardly any life out here, surrounded by mountains. So think before you do something crazy and hurt yourself.
I even think
How'd this lady get injured?
she just tripped or fell or something like
okay.
that. I even think, even if you are going to a cabin or something, like
Yes.
when you're planning that and you're taking elderly parents or pets,
You got to think about those things.
think about those things. If something happens, do I
Elderly
even have
parents is
cell
dangerous.
reception? We didn't have
Yeah.
cell reception
See?
at this cabin.
Yeah.
We had to use the landline. My mom fell down the stairs in a cabin, and I was on the other side of the house on a landline as far as the cord can go, screaming out CPR instructions to my sister's boyfriend
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
who was giving my mom CPR, and I was giving the instructions over the phone from the 911 dispatcher.
Damn,
It was
that's
a really
scary.
bad
I can imagine how scared you
situation.
were in the middle of that. Like, when,
My kids were there. My dad was losing his shit. It was a nightmare.
I have a question. So you guys were in a cabin, correct?
Yes.
She fell down some stairs?
Yeah. We should have sued, by the way.
Should have sued. She should have paid not only for that, but also if you have elderly parents, don't have them sleep upstairs, you guys. And if that goes for anything, any household, they should be downstairs on the first floor. Period.
I kick myself when I think about the situation because
I know. How did you guys not
we
file a
did not
lawsuit?
file a lawsuit.
How did you not retain a lawyer?
I don't know.
Nobody was thought about that?
No.
Not your sister,
We were
not your brothers?
I know. I don't know. I kicked
You just
myself
wanted your mother to live. That's why.
because there was so many things wrong. They didn't have the staircase. It's supposed to be properly lit. There's supposed to be, there's
Little lights, yes.
rules. There's
Yes.
rules for rentals, and there was no lights.
Yep.
And she turned down, think about this. She got up to go to the bathroom, thought that was the bathroom. So she walked in. It was a doorway, but it was a staircase.
Oh, hell no. That's
She thought
even
it
worse.
was
That's
the
a
bathroom
setup.
because there was a bathroom. And
Oh,
then there
no.
was another doorway, but it was not a doorway. It was a staircase. She stepped in like she was going to the bathroom and dead fell down concrete stairs.
Oh, my goodness, dude. Your poor mama.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know they were concrete. This is new to me. I didn't even ask
Yeah.
you the details. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that makes sense now because I was wondering, how did she fall? But a door. So she opened the door and the staircase is right there. That's a terrible design.
Thought
That's
it
a
was
setup.
the bathroom.
That's such a terrible
And
design.
you're out of it. You're in an unfamiliar
course.
place. And
Yes.
she
dark.
was 3 at the time. Yes, she was 63. But when I look back, we uncovered a lot of issues with her health at that time because my mom hadn't been to the doctor in 20 years when that happened. And I truly believe it ended up giving her life. As such a terrible situation, a traumatic, horrible situation. She was hospitalized for weeks. She took months to recover, but it uncovered other health conditions that we got in front of at that time that prolonged her life. And she ended up living another 12 years, and she was critical. She was critical. So sometimes good comes out of bad.
I know. That's so true.
So maybe
You're so right about that.
With this lady, some good is going to come out of bad if she makes $2 million.
Oh, she's going to get paid, all right.
I think $2 million is actually, they should just pay it.
They won't.
Like, why are you going to fight that? $2 million? The trauma, and if you guys are watching on YouTube and you see this, you'll understand this woman deserves every fucking penny. Can you imagine what is going through her head?
Just try to stop. Close your eyes. Imagine you're on a gurney, the little gurney thing.
You're already petrified.
It's pulling you in the air. You're in the middle of the air, and that gurney starts spinning in circles so fast. Imagine the trauma.
The terror.
I'm 48 and a half, and I have pretty big heart. I'm not afraid of too many things, but even me in that situation, I probably would be freaking the hell out.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. You definitely would freak out.
I would have already, claustrophobia, number one.
They probably could have caused this lady to have a heart attack and die.
Yeah, like when I watched it initially, that's why I wanted to go back and do some research. Did she survive this? Did this lady have a heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A lot of people would have.
Terrifying. Anyways, moving on to another hot coffee topic. This is so interesting to me.
What's that?
There are these guys on TikTok known as the Peter twins.
The Peter twins, huh?
The Peter twins.
Okay.
And they are genetically twin brothers, but legally cousins. They have different parents. So let me explain this.
Yeah, because you're going to have people scratching their head like, what does she mean?
There are identical twin brothers who married identical twin sisters. Each couple had their own baby. They had a baby boy around the same time, like within the month or two of each other, right? They each had a baby boy. Those boys grew up and looked like identical twins.
But
even though they're cousins.
And because the DNA is so close.
Yes, and on paper, wow. So if they were to do, and I think they did, like a 23andMe or something like that, on 23andMe, they are brothers because their DNA is that close that they're siblings. But technically, they're not brothers. They are actually...
They're from two different mothers.
Two different fathers, two different mothers.
Yes.
They are actually cousins, but they came out identical as well. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, I will be putting this up on YouTube as well.
Wow.
So you can see it here up on the screen.
Dude, they look, yeah.
How cool is that?
Same hair.
They're everything curly, naturally curly hair. Just everything is identical. They are identical. They look like carbon copies. They look more like twins than actual twins.
How often do you think this happens in life? This has to be once in a million.
Oh, one in a
trillion,
one
in a billion,
10 million or a billion.
Yeah, there's got to be a story that has to be told. They should do a documentary on that because
I know.
How often does this happen?
They have quite a following.
Like, dude, that's got to be 1 in a billion. The odds of that happening like that. Like you have a twin brother. Like say you have a twin sister, I have a twin brother. We're both, and our kids come out alike, identical. Yeah. But and they're cousins technically.
And then they just so happen, because you never know like how much DNA you're gonna get from one or the other, or whatever.
I know.
Of the parent. But it just so happens that they ended up getting enough of the same DNA to where 23andMe thinks they're brothers.
Like your brother has twin girls, but they're not identical twin girls. You know what I mean?
They're fraternal.
Yes.
So they don't even look alike.
No, not even close.
Yeah. Interesting though, right?
Have you seen the mom and dad?
No, but I need to do a little more digging. So
yeah.
It's the Peter twins on TikTok, and very cool.
Got to show everybody. That's crazy.
I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. It's a cool story.
Yeah.
1 in a billion.
Probably 1 in a billion. I have to look up the actual stats. Who the fuck knows?
I've never heard of something like this happening.
Though.
Got to be
crazy.
1 in a billion.
I post my full days of eating, or I talk about what I'm currently doing in a calorie deficit or whatever on my social media. That is what I do. I go back and forth between maintenance and doing a cut all the time. That's a forever thing. But
yes.
It never ceases to amaze me how many people will chime in and say, why do you do that? You don't need to diet. You're thin. Why do you track macros? Like, why do you do that? I am this because I do that.
Yes. You hear that? Just repeat it one more time, babe. I know. People need to
You need to change your mindset.
Yes, the mindset's all messed up.
Because this is a forever thing.
Forever.
You cannot so what should I do? What would be better? Would it be better if I waited until I gained 25 pounds and then need to go on a quote unquote diet and then go on a diet?
Yeah.
Or is the better thing to do to always stay within a little range and tighten things up, loosen things up, and go back and forth between 5 to 10 pounds forever?
Or as an older man, I have my wife. I don't have other women to impress. I'm almost 49. Do I just let it go, say fuck it? Or do I stay in good shape and stay healthy? What do you guys think? Come on, experts, tell us. Because you guys are pros out there.
But the point is, when people perceive, they look at you.
Yes.
And they'll be like, you look great. You're fit. You're 48. You look so fit. And then you're talking about how, I'm tracking my macros. They'll be like, well, why do you track macros? But you look like that because you track macros.
Yes.
You need to switch your mindset.
Because if I flip the switch and start eating burritos and chips aimlessly, guess what? My weight goes up in the other direction. Yeah. So I've already done that way. It don't work. So the reason we look like this, like my wife said, is because we are tracking our macros. You can't cheat the game. You guys are trying to always cheat the goddamn game. Stop with this cheating bullshit. She's not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you, stop with your bullshit because it's too much. It's enough already. You guys always looking for excuses and shortcuts. You got to put in the work and you got to track macros. That's it. There's no other way around it. I wish there was.
Yeah, it's funny because I had someone comment saying, will berberine help with my weight loss? I've been doing intermittent fasting and I lost 5 pounds, but now I'm at a standstill. So what can I do? Why are you at a standstill? It's because intermittent fasting initially, because it's new, works because now you're only eating over the course of maybe a 6-hour eating window, right? You can't eat as many calories, but your body will adjust. And suddenly, first you can only eat 1,000 calories in that eating window. Now you can get in 1,200. Now you can get in 1,500. Your weight loss stops because your body adjusts to that schedule and you'll start eating more and more. Intermittent fasting is not a miracle.
No.
It only works initially because it's initially helping you to eat less without even having to track macros, but that goes away. And then you have to track. If whatever you started doing, cut carbs, started keto, whatever, you lost weight at first, but then it stops, it means that at first, whatever you did helped you to eat in a deficit inadvertently for whatever reason, and now it's not. Period.
Yeah.
There's no big, huge magic answer. If your weight loss stalls or whatever, it just means you're not eating in a deficit. Even if you think you are, you no longer are for whatever reason. You got too comfortable. You're snacking more. Your weekends are getting looser. Whatever it is, if your weight loss stops, take a look at what you're doing because it's your behaviors. It's what you're doing.
And please, people, for the life of God and earth and planet humanity, listen, we're fitness professionals. There's lots of them out there. The way they look is because they follow and lead that lifestyle, man. Mm-hmm. And then you guys, not you, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying in general. You always get these non-people who always got the advice. Oh, you should be doing this. Oh, you should be doing that. I'll go look at your page. But you want me to take advice from you looking like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get that all the time.
You want me to take advice from you, and you have no background in fitness, no certification. You've never trained a client. You've never even got a client on diet and successfully lose weight. So you want me to follow your advice. I just want to know. Tell me.
One comment recently on one of my posts about Ozempic, typical. They're like, oh, that's the easy way out.
Yes.
And they said.
What did we say?
All they have to do, nobody needs Ozempic. All you have to do is eat right and exercise. And then you can lose weight. Taking Ozempic is the easy way out.
Okay.
As I typically do when I get triggered by a comment, I said tap on their page. It's usually private. There's usually like a picture of a cat. This wasn't. There was a picture. It wasn't a private account. Oh. And so if it's that easy,
it's that easy, guys.
Diet and exercise, and you're chiming in, why aren't you dieting and exercising? Because clearly you're not, or it's not that easy because you're not in a position where you should be commenting. Let's just put it that way.
I like what Wes Watson says. You don't have an opinion because you don't have an option. What he's saying is people always have something to say about all the cars he buys and he's showing off. You don't have an opinion because you don't have an option to have these. So shut the fuck up. What are you speaking for? You're not on this level. People speak when they're not on that level. Don't speak unless or follow the lifestyle. Like that person, you look and you click and you're like, you're giving advice. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Right. Really, you're giving advice. You're a fitness expert. You've done our job. But we're looking at you. I'm supposed to follow your advice so I can look like you.
I also feel like, and this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it.
Feelings get hurt today. Oh,
it's an unpopular opinion, but I do believe that if you are taking advice from someone, it needs to be from someone who has been able to achieve what they're trying to advise you on.
Yes.
I have a pet peeve of people that are in a fitness position or coaching clients and they are overweight.
Busted.
Or they are not practicing what they preach. Yep. Or they have not been able to achieve what they are trying to help you achieve. I have a problem with that.
Me too.
I don't feel that you can be qualified to help someone if you too are struggling. Then you need to say, you know what? For example, if I suddenly gained a bunch of weight in menopause and I haven't been able to get it off, I'm doing all of these things and nothing is working.
And you're on your pedestal giving advice.
But I'm advising women on what to do when they're in menopause. Isn't that kind of
oxymoron?
It's just like, why would you want to trust me? All the things that I'm telling you to do, I'm clearly either not doing for whatever reason, or I'm doing them and they aren't working.
Something's not working.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a thing for me too. I get that a lot. I see that a lot with like other coaches. Let me back up. It'll be coaches that they're not trying to get clients. They are trying to get people to learn their program to also be coaches. Mm-hmm. And so they'll always, because they're trying to get them to sign up for their program, they'll
MLM.
say, you don't already have to be fit to coach people. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to be fit or at an ideal body weight or whatever. You can still be a coach even if you aren't where you need to be. I do not agree with that.
What did you say before you even hired me? What were you looking at? I didn't know you. You didn't know me. What were you said you were looking for a trainer?
I wanted the fittest person in the gym. I wanted the fittest trainer in the gym. I did not want somebody to be my trainer that I did not aspire to be like. And obviously you were a man, but there were, and I will say this, at the time that I was looking, I probably would have picked a female trainer, to be honest. I just would have felt more comfortable.
Of course, that's natural.
But there was not a single fit female trainer at the gym when you were a trainer. Am I right?
Yeah.
There was some trainers, but they did not look like they were practicing what they preach.
Yes.
And that's very demotivating for me.
It is. If I'm going to work with a coach or trainer, you better be living the lifestyle.
Right.
Because then I'm supposed to follow your lead, but you look like that. I'm just saying.
Do I go to a hairdresser who has fried, jacked up hair? No, my hairdresser better have beautiful hair. If she does extensions, she should wear extensions and they should look amazing.
Luxurious.
So she can properly tell me this is what I do to keep my extensions looking good and so on and so forth. You go to somebody that, their skill that they're providing on you, they should have mastered on themselves as well.
Yeah, because they're also looking at you as inspiration. I want to look like my trainer. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of women looking at you like, I want to look like Janine. Look, she's great. She's 47. Look at her. She has 2 grown kids. You defied the odds. We're in the less than 1% bracket for our age. As far as fitness and healthy individuals, there's got to be more. We need to raise that number higher. There's too many Americans who just
And I think for me, personally, that's why I set my standards high for myself because of what I do. I am obligated to do that. I am obligated because of it is what I do as a profession to implement the things that I teach and make sure that they work.
What did that dude say yesterday on the podcast we're listening to, Wes Watson? He says, if I fall off, guess what? My people fall off. Yeah. They're looking at me for inspiration. 2:45 a.m. I'm in the gym by 4, following my macros. He looks a certain way because he lives that lifestyle.
What he said, which stuck to me, was my failure is their out.
I like that.
My failure is their out.
As a coach.
If I fail, they'll be like, oh, Janine doesn't even do that, so I'm not going to do it. If you don't do it, your clients definitely aren't going to do it.
Hello.
It's like me telling you guys to wake up early, get your steps in, wake up at 5 a.m., but I roll out of bed at 9.
Yes.
And don't get my step goal in. Do you think my clients are going to do it if I don't do it? No, I have to lead by example.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And another thing is people will say, like, why aren't you just happy with the way you are? Because I'm not. I'll never will be. I'm happy.
She's a married woman, and I love her the way she is, whether she's overweight or underweight. It don't matter. You do this for you, not for me.
No, but it's not that I'm not happy. I'm just there. You could always do more.
Yes, that's how I feel too. I don't want to be complacent, comfortable.
I like to always elevate. I'm happily dissatisfied. That's another thing that we heard on that podcast. I'm happily always dissatisfied. I'm currently happy. I'm not unhappy. I don't look in the mirror and think, oh, I need to do all these things. I'm confident and happy with myself. But it doesn't mean that I'm satisfied. Never satisfied. Always hungry.
Yes.
Because when you're satisfied, that's comfort.
Yep.
And then comfort kills growth. And eventually you will fall out. You'll be average. I don't want to be average.
No.
I've never wanted to be average. And if that's a bad thing, then so be it.
So be it. Me neither. I don't want to walk around with rest of society and be like, oh, he's 48, 49. It's okay as a dad bod. It's okay, Mike. You're old. No, wrong message. Bullshit. I can always do better. And guess what? It's not the physical. Test your fucking mind out, you guys. Push yourselves. People don't push themselves. They give up. Little sign of pain. It's too hard. I quit. Push.
You know what another thing is, too? I feel like I have always wanted to surround myself with, and let's talk about on a superficial level right now, but it's in more ways than that. But let's just say on a superficial level, I've always wanted to surround myself with beautiful people that have amazing bodies and look a certain way, so I could look at them and go, wow, like I want to look like them, or I want to work harder so that I can have that and do that and whatnot. And I think that you either fall into that category, or you fall into the category of you want to feel like you're the best looking one in the group. There's women that fall into two categories.
Yes.
I've always been the one I want to surround. I don't want to be the best looking one in the group. I want to surround myself with people that have more, look better, have nicer bodies, so that I can be like inspired.
And that's what I used to. That's why I had a crew growing up of dudes that were on my level or even better. And Mauricio being one of them, my best friend, pushing me in the gym. Guys who were bodybuilders and muscles, and that was my crew. We worked out. We bounced together. We worked together. We put in the work, though.
So you wanted to surround yourself with the same thing, the inspiration, rather than. Whereas some people, they will keep their circle. They don't want you to invite the pretty girl. Like, no, don't invite her because she's going to make us feel insecure about our bodies.
Yes.
I'm not trying to. I've been the person that's been excluded for that. Not that I'm saying that's 100,000%, but I'm telling you the truth of what has happened to me. It does not feel good to know that you're being excluded because there are people that are in attendance that don't feel comfortable by your presence because you make them feel insecure. That is hurtful.
Even as men, I've experienced people make snide comments when I was younger in my 20s. Oh, steroids, or this, or that. No, we're putting in work at the time in the gym. I'm in my 20s. I can't afford steroids. I don't even know much about them, but people accuse us. Just hateful. It's because the way they feel about themselves. So they make themselves feel better. And another thing is, insecure people, let's call it what it is. You guys hate confident people. It makes you feel a certain way. And they don't like that. You're very confident. It makes them feel a certain way. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's interesting.
Sucks.
I've always been pretty confident at all the different... Listen, I've been every shape and size out there.
Even overweight, I was confident.
I've been...
Pictures.
All the shapes and sizes and all the things. But I never really lacked confidence. And it's only in hindsight sometimes I look back. Now... right after I had Tyler and I had my postpartum and I was severely overweight and all of that, did my confidence take a beating? Yes. But there's been many other times in my life where I
think we all go through that where it takes a beating. Yeah. Even at my heaviest and my overweight, I didn't feel the best. So I might have took a little beating too.
But I still didn't want, I don't want to be around anybody that looks better than me. What kind of mindset is that? That's just awful.
You should be inspired. That should push you.
I know that you've had... And you've had friends that have told you literally that they didn't want us to go on the boat or us to go to their wives didn't want to go to dinner because they felt insecure about me. And they shared that with you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
what?
How do you think that makes me feel? It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because I never was like that. Yeah. I was like, no, don't invite your friend with the beautiful wife because she's going to make me feel insecure about myself. In fact, it's the opposite. I don't know. I always like to have beautiful friends, to be surrounded by people that I didn't care if I was the ugly duckling, which a lot of times I was, because I chose to surround myself with just people that inspired me.
Yep.
I don't know.
You
It's
have
an
to surround
interesting
yourself with that,
mindset.
though. If you're on a goal, like a wellness goal, mindset goal, fitness goal, whatever, just better yourself, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. If you're over here with the negative Nancy's and the people wave the pom-poms for being obese, I'm not shaming you guys, but no, that's not where I want to be. I want to be over here. Inspiration, people that lift me up, that are on my level. You have to surround yourself.
And try to figure out what it is. Who are you? And you're listening to this right now. Which person are you? Do not be the person that's going to avoid who you perceive for whatever reason to be prettier than you or whatever, because that person also has insecurities too, by the way.
Oh, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't think because someone's good looking or attractive, they don't have insecurities. Especially, take it from me, I was a single guy for many years back before I met you. Even the most prettiest girls are very insecure. Trust me. Usually they're the worst, to be honest with you. You think, what the hell?
I remember I had a friend
dude.
she was really pretty. She had a beautiful body, pretty,
Mm-hmm.
but she was insecure about other women, and she wanted to feel like she was the prettiest one in the group.
Top dog. She wants to feel the top dog. I hate that.
She wanted, and so if there was somebody that was, oh man, no, don't invite her because I don't want her to go. It's like, why not? I'm confused. Why?
And you know what's funny is I never told you, but I paid attention early on if you were one of those types. If she's the type that gets insecure about other women or starts hating and talking shit, yeah, she's not the one for me. That's what I was thinking, because that's bullshit. I don't want that.
Because
I don't want you to have my friend say, man, his wife's a bitch, or she's a bitch, or she's standoffish, or she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips in bed. I didn't want that, me personally.
You're only friendly with the person that you feel prettier than.
Yeah.
But then if you, for whatever reason, someone makes you feel insecure, you will turn around to your girlfriends and talk shit going, oh, she's got plastic surgery, or look at her lips, or you will try to tear her down because it'll make you feel better.
Yes.
Do not be that person.
Don't.
It's
not going to make you feel better.
Ugly trait, and it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't. It's like ugliness in your heart. Don't do that.
That's funny. Men hate, but then men also compliment and give props. You know what I mean? Like, you would think I get dudes all the time but coming to, hey, homie, nice tattoos.
Men are not as bad. I remember, perfect example, before I got my boob job after I had my kids, I wanted a boob job so bad. I hated my boobs so much. I did all kinds of things to make them look decent in clothes, special bras, all kinds of things. But I couldn't afford a boob job at the time. I desired one really bad. My ex also didn't want me to get one. But I was so happy for my friends that did get them. I wasn't a hater. I was so excited. No, I know you didn't say. I'm just saying I wasn't a hater. I was excited for them instead of being like bitter because I wanted them and couldn't get them. I just thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to get my boobs done. I figured out a way. I let it inspire me to get them no matter what. If you really want something, you can have it.
You could.
No matter what it is. You just have to really be willing to do what you got to do to get it. But don't hate on other people who have what you want.
Yeah, just because you don't want to do plastic surgery, fake boobs, or lick inject, that's your prerogative. But don't be hating and worry about what other women want to do. But too much of that's going on these days. Like
there's a lot of haters out there.
Godly.
The Ozempic haters too drive me crazy. I can't stand
if
someone
high horse.
sees someone that just lost weight right away. Like, oh, they're on Ozempic. Who gives a fuck if they're on Ozempic or not? Like, why does that bother you?
Because they can't do it. They're jealous.
That's
what it comes down to. They're jealous, insecure, so they would lash out on other people to make themselves feel better. Step your game up then. I'll keep my comments to myself.
It's just like the boob job thing. It's like they're she got a boob job. Look at her. What a waste of money. When deep down you know you want a boob job. I never did that.
Exactly.
I was looking at her like, dang, she got her boobs done. Yeah. I can't wait to get my boobs done. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
That if you're secretly, for whatever reason, if you see a celebrity or someone on TV or whatever, and that they've lost weight and you think, oh, it's Ozempic, and it makes you feel a certain way, like it makes you irritated, I want you to stop and ask yourself, really think about it.
Yeah, stop.
Why is it bothering you?
Yeah, analyze it.
Why is it bothering you?
Yeah, why?
Is there a way you can turn that ugliness into motivation?
Fuel. Use that fuel. If it makes you angry, use it. So I'm going to get there without it. Then use it. Whatever it takes to motivate yourself.
Yeah,
use it as fuel.
Stop and think.
They don't, though. They swim in this negativity pool and they stay there. And then they get their friends to swim with them and they're all in his negative
Let
pool.
it inspire you instead. Have you ever seen somebody's, I don't know, maybe you're watching YouTube and you're watching someone who just bought a new house. It's a beautiful home. And then you like get weird, like you're, I don't want to watch this. Like she's showing off or new. Like you get like these ugly feelings. Mm-hmm. Stop and think about, is it that person's fault or is it your person's fault? Because that makes you feel some type of way. Yes. And if it does, stop and think, instead of letting me feel some type of way, how can it inspire me? Like let me watch it and go, ooh, I like what she did to her pantry. Like what can I reorganize or something? Let it inspire you. And stop hating. It's just such an ugly place to be, and it's just going to keep you exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Hating on someone or jealousy, it never elevated you. What elevates you is being inspired by somebody.
Exactly.
Because then you will make the moves in order to elevate yourself to get to where, they are. Even if you don't want exactly what maybe you don't want the boob job or the new car, whatever it is, but maybe it will still inspire you to go after things that you want, because clearly that person went after something they wanted and they got it, and you find yourself that it's making you feel some type of way.
Yeah. So we're supposed to stop working out and let ourselves go so it makes you feel better? Fuck no. I'll say it. Too bad. Get your feelings in check. It ain't no one's fault they lost weight. That's your own fault if you don't do it. Sorry.
And don't stop trying to undermine how they did it, too, because it's not an easy way out. I don't know about you, but writing a check for $1,000 a month is not an easy way out.
Nope.
That hurts the pockets.
Yes, it does.
That's expensive. And they still have to go through the process of taking medication, potential side effects, giving themselves a shot. Not an easy way out by any means. So stop hating on it. And do you really care about the diabetes medication shortage? People just cite that, but they don't really care, because if they really cared, they would know there's plenty of medications to go around for the diabetics. Diabetics can take other things besides Ozempic.
Exactly.
And I personally have not heard of anyone who actually is like dying because of their diabetes because they can't get their medication because somebody else is taking it for weight loss. I think that they're just quickly jump on that bandwagon because they're irritated.
The mob, they'll come and they feel better. We're gonna blame Ozempic. You're doing it. No.
Because but the truth is they're just bothered because someone else lost weight and they didn't.
Yes,
and that's the truth.
And they can't face that. They can't. They point the finger at yourself. How many pointing back at you? 3. Hold yourself accountable.
Listen, I've had to do these self-talks myself. I'm not immune to jealousy. I'm not someone who is a very jealous person, but I'm not immune to it. But I do stop and think, ooh, why am I feeling this way? No, I need to turn this around into inspiration. Let it inspire me.
Exactly. Don't hate, inspire. Use that as fuel. You want to get somewhere in life, you don't like where you're at? Well, work harder.
Yeah.
Elevate yourself.
Because if
level up.
If it's that important to you, then you will try to do something to achieve it, but don't hate on somebody else for achieving it.
Or the people that complain, I can't lose weight, blah, blah, blah. They're not even making effort. Good. You're not making effort, so you keep complaining. Stay there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the worst. That they just complain.
Listen,
complain.
Some people just don't care. Some people just don't care. And I am fine with that. If you live your life how you are going to be happy and what works for you. The only problem I have is with people that want to live this way, but they keep complaining about they want to have this.
Yes.
But they want to live this way, but they're not doing anything about it.
Nope. But complaining.
That's annoying.
Yep.
That's annoying.
Y'all need to go somewhere with that.
Are trying to do something about it, but because it's confusing, because it's difficult, you struggle, that's a whole different thing.
Yes.
That's where I come in. Those are the people I help. Those are my clients.
Yes.
They are.
And they need help.
Wanting to do something about it. They need help because it's not that easy. And so I help them. But I cannot stand the people on the side with the comments and the complaints, but they're also like, oh, I'm so fat. I feel fat. And then that same person is the person that doesn't want to invite the pretty girl on the vacation. They don't want to go out to dinner with their husband's friend because she has a beautiful wife and they don't want their husband to look at her and think, why doesn't my wife look like that?
Yeah.
That's the person. It's that person that annoys me.
Yes. I don't blame you. It's funny. Whining, crying, whining, but you do nothing about it. But all you do is sit here, complain, accuse people, talk your shit, fit shame, fat shame. Call it what you want. You shame people too, and that's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's not okay.
It is not.
It's not. You don't want us to fat shame you guys, obese people, when we don't. But don't fit shame people who are in shape either. Don't be mad at us who work out and put in the work. That's not our fault. That's your fault. That's your hangups. It's not ours. And I don't mean just ours. Anyone in general, in the whole fitness space that's in shape, that's doing something about it.
Right.
Instead of you guys complaining on the sidelines and whining and crying because somebody makes you feel a certain type of way. Well, do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Too much crying and whining. I don't know if it's just Americans or it's just the whole world in general.
Because people don't like to feel, they get comfortable. They don't like to feel to have to work for something. They want something just
Is it our culture though, or is it all, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we stuck in a bubble as Americans just on their high horse, and because we're Americans, we think we're better than it. I don't know, man. It boggles my mind sometimes of how we act over here. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I know.
I wonder how it is culturally. I know that it felt like a whole different vibe like when we went to Colombia.
Yes, right?
I felt like just the majority of what you were surrounded by was people that really cared about living a healthy, fit lifestyle.
And this is a third world country, you guys, and the food was better. The fruits were better. People moved there. Yes, there's overweight people everywhere, but they were not like how we are over here.
No, the majority was...
The majority, what we saw.
And that's why it inspired me. Again,
see?
In those situations, I wanted to go to the gym to see all these beautiful women with these amazing bodies. I don't care how they got the bodies, okay? I don't care. Oh, man, the plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I don't care. It inspired me to go and see their cute gym outfits and their fit bodies. It inspired me. I came home inspired from Colombia.
Right.
Or are you that person that's going to go there and be like, I don't want to go to that gym. All those hot girls and make me feel like a fat ass and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which person are you? Don't be that person. That person, that misery person, they don't get anywhere in life. They just end up associating themselves with more miserable people. And then they're just all feeling miserable all the time. And all they do is talk shit about everybody else. Mm-hmm. And they never really feel that true happiness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They're always living in misery.
Yeah. And
don't
then
do that,
pull
you guys.
Other people in there with them. Swimming around in the pool of misery.
Yes, they do. You know what they say? Misery loves company. They start dragging their little minions.
That's the truth. I don't want I don't want no part of it.
Nope.
I'm so like, you know me. As soon as things get a little dramatic or whatever, I'm out.
Yep.
I don't like it.
And you negative Nancy's out there, keep that to yourself, man. Don't bring other people down.
But you can't. If you're a negative Nancy and you're listening to this, you don't have to be one forever. It's not like a permanent trait that you can't get rid of. You have to be self-aware and you got to work on it.
Yes.
Because your whole life will turn around when you do.
Exactly.
And don't surround yourself by other negative Nancys. You got to cut them out. Cut the negative Nancys out.
Cut them out.
All right, you guys. I hope we didn't yell at everyone too much.
I'm sorry if I did, but I just got to say what it is. It's too much pampering, too much of this. And no, you got to go bust your ass out there. Jordan Peterson says, of men, we got to be savages. Got to be a monster.
Who's Jordan Peterson?
You got to look him up. But he's popular on social media. He has his own podcast. He's been on Joe. But he says, man, you got to be a monster. Monster in this life. But he's saying, got to control that monster. But be a monster. Don't be passive. Don't let people step on you. Go in there and get after it.
Go after what you want.
Exactly.
And get it.
Go to the gym and be a beast.
And stop blaming everybody else for your problems.
Passive and weak. Exactly. That's what he's saying. You got to be a fucking
monster.
Stop
blaming everybody else and everything else.
No, I know.
And every condition else. And everything else for your problems.
Yes.
Because
it's not. It's you.
It's not going to help.
Sorry. It's the truth. Hurts.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before I forget, happy Friday, because I don't think I said happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Have a good weekend.
Please comment, leave reviews.
Pipe in.
Let's
see.
Tell us what you think. Refer, recommend us to your people. Thank you.
Thank you.